Hello, chat buns. How are you all? I am bleh. Just feeling a bit bleh, that's all. Such is life. But I'll get through it. I think, probably. Maybe. Who knows? I'm just really tired all the time, and I know what, like, it's just classic depression cycle of, like, oh, I'm tired because I'm not doing anything. That's making me depressed, but because I'm depressed and tired, I'm not doing anything, so it makes me more depressed. And that's just a shitty loop. But it's not gonna stop me streaming. It's not gonna stop me doing the things I need to do. And I'm just like, I gotta continue. I gotta keep going on. And I've also just been like, fuck it. I need to set a goal, goal to try and hit this fucking 1k followers by the end of the year, which is possibly be going for a bit of a stretch at the moment, considering how slow growth is, but maybe, who knows? It is like, either I make an incredible leap in follower count and reach 1,000 followers at the end of the month, or I have a certified get out of jail free card to never play Sonic 06 ever again. Well, ever, really. I've never played it the first time. So that's the idea. I was just like, okay, once I've done this, I will have a certified one. Because I don't know, you never know what can happen. You never know what wild things can happen in 4 months now. I just need 100 followers, new followers every month. That's doable. That's manageable. I just gotta work my ass off, and I will work. But I've got shit to get done. But that's the thing. That's the thing that will be there, and I think I'd rather have that up there than like any kind of money goals. Because I always feel bad about asking for money when I'm not like in that dire phase. Because it's like it's tiring just seeing like people I know being like in massive financial problems, and I'm just like, oh, I feel bad asking for money when people are needing money to like actually pay their rent or pay medical bills or whatever. Like where this is their only source of income or a very vital source of income, and I'm just like, I'm pretty cozy. Well. Oh, well. So I was like, I don't know who's gonna be around today, but I feel like I'm rather broad. So I will put up a prediction, mostly because I'm sure Caden wants a way to redistribute all the points he has. Did you know Caden has his own model now? 3 debuts. Properly debuted. It's pretty good, but right. Ooh. Oh god, this is... Right, I just need to... Name the prediction! Will I live? Final on... Put one as first try. That will be exclusively, probably only voted for by Caden. Yes, and no. Station period, those are 20 minutes. I don't even know if anyone's fucking here. Quiet chat. I'm gonna do it anyway, because otherwise it's like, what's the fucking point? Yeah. But anyway, whilst that's faffing about, let's do the usual nonsense. guess the game first. Gonna get a bit of a warm up before we throw myself into hell. Okay. I have... What is... Lines, lasers? This isn't Armored Core. Is this Homeworld? Which Homeworld? This looks like a space game with multiple dimensions, so it looks like a Homeworld to me. Oh, hey, show them. Let's go Homeworld 2 then. It is one of the Homeworld is. It looks too shiny, and it's not Homeworld 2, so it must be Homeworld 3. Easy! An easy game. Yeah, only in 75. I don't hear too many good things about Homeworld 3. Yeah, it's just like, I saw the little tiny, oh, get the fuck out of here. Like, I saw little tiny shapes, it's like, those are like, that's like an abstract view of spaceships and stuff. I know Homeworld does that. So it was just a matter of which Homeworld. Because this is too low res to be able to tell which one. I'm sure anyone who's actually played the Homeworld games would instantly recognize this as Homeworld 3. And I was like, well, if it's not Homeworld 2, then it looks this shiny, and it's got like objects in space. Because the first Homeworld didn't have objects in space. It was basically just flying around a big void, maybe there was asteroids. So no, Homeworld 3 has rocks, and also these UI elements look more modern than the original Homeworlds. Oh yeah, this definitely would be Homeworld 3, because it's the fucking War Games UI shit, but none of this shit was in the first two Homeworlds. And then, you got... This was an easy one if you know what the fuck a Homeworld is, because not many other games are like a Homeworld. But yeah, I heard not a lot of people like like it's fine in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it's just like, oh, it's got this big focus on this specific mode, and the fucking story campaign is a nightmare. Oh wow, Shogun doesn't have any faith in it. Anyway, and we can move on to games. I don't really have a lot to talk on Homeworld. I've never been a Homeworld gamer. But what is this off-brand Star Fox? Homeworld is great, yeah. Every interface that isn't one Cataclysm is just worse. Yeah, it's like, Homeworld 3 I hear is a fine game, it's just the campaign is bizarre and terrible, and if you don't like the new mode, then it's just kind of like, oh, why bother playing this when I can just play the older Homeworlds? I hear good things about Desert of Karak too, because that's kind of like a weird thing. So what is this off-brand Star Fox? Is this an actual Star Fox game, or is this some kind of spin-off? It can't be any of these, surely. I don't remember seeing whoever this fucking thing is in any Star Fox. Let's guess a Star Fox. Oh wow, that's just Star Fox 2! I was like, I have never seen this fucking... What animal is this? Is it like some manner of wildcat? Serval? Who is this and who is this? Like, these four, I know these guys, but what? Oh right, this is because Star Fox 2 never actually came out until it was released as like one of the retro packages on in 2017, wasn't it? Like, originally it never actually got a proper release. At least not in... And it was kind of bad, I think? Wow! Oh god, this looks... This is very much beyond what the Super Famicom could handle, huh? I can see why people said that this one wasn't as good as the first Star Fox. Because... Yeah, like, it's not on... you can see it's not on rails like the first Star Fox, so it's already playing with a lot more mess. So you've got a full 3D environment on a Super Famicom or SNES. And you're trying to control that. That also includes flying the fucking ship as well. So yeah, I'm not surprised on it. So yeah, I don't think this one was people particularly enjoyed Star Fox 2. I think there was a reason it didn't really come out, but yeah, I didn't realize this is official fucking box art, apparently. Guess that was, at the time, that would pass for it. Wouldn't see that these days. Right, let's try artwork. This one's always a pain in the ass, but I always get it. Okay, we've got some kind of... Hellboy. That's very Hellboy, this, very Mick Maloa, but I don't get the rest of it. This apparently has 1 average guess attempts. What is this? There's official art, so it has to be, so... I don't want to say it's Bloodborne, but again, it looks... I'm gonna guess fucking... Oh, it's done the thing where if it looks very Hellboy. There's no Hellboy games listed here, so it's not Hellboy. I don't know what this... Cultist Simulator? No, Cultist Simulator is not on list, and also not... It says 1 average guess attempt, so this is clearly something very iconic. But I've not seen whatever the fuck this is. So my brain sees leather glove, coat. Oh, that's Bloodborne. So I'm just gonna guess Bloodborne and see if it's just some fancy art for Bloodborne. It is not that. So we've got a guy lying down with someone sitting on top of him, by the looks of it. Some kind of beastie... Yeah, Cultist Simulator was more blue anyway. Gunst. Again, this is apparently something people recognized immediately. Oh, there's an artist's signature right there. But I have no idea. Is it Catherine? Because you've got this kind of like sheep deal going on? Yeah! I thought, okay, it's some kind of sheep guy maybe. And it's the other Catherine. The one who wants to marry that I always thought looked hotter anyway. I think I tried playing Catherine once, but I just didn't get the vibe. I mean, it's great. It's Catherine is a weird game because it's got such a great idea and aesthetic that's never really done before, but it also contains like some of Atlas's worst fucking transphobia, and it's just like, yeah. It's an interesting thing, and I know a lot of people who like it, but they also like acknowledge that it's not great in a lot of ways. It's just it's an interesting thing to exist. And they made the remake that nobody liked. Because it included an extra character that was even more bad in a lot of ways, even more yikes. Right, keywords. What have we got? Duck, humor, rabbits, diamonds. Huh? Duck game. You say duck, I want to say duck game. Himalayas Transylvania 2D ice stage? What? What the fuck is this? Ooh. What? Himalayas Transylvania, what? What game's set in the Himalayas? Celeste? I don't know if it is. Nope. Pogo Jump, Cane Swing, HD graphics, off TV play. DuckTales? Yeah! Okay, sure. That certainly was a video game. Like Scrooge McDuck. Voiced by... I don't know if they got him for the remaster, but in the newer cartoon show, it was David Tennant. I never played this game. I never played the original, and I don't give a shit about the remaster. I hear it like the original. I hear it was a very good game. But right now, the lightning round. Can't remember. This doesn't have Drakengard 3 in it because it's a bad and terrible. So we guess Signalis because it's not Signalis. It is a single-player game. It might be just either first person or isometric. And it's one of these things. Not made in Unity. Probably an adventure and an indie adventure game, which is like every like an adventure is always that kind of like listing that's like, well, this is just basically anything. Like, why is adventure a genre, but not but survival and horror is a theme? I don't understand you, Game Doll, sometimes. Let's try let's go the entire other way. Let's go Doom, the original one. Why is that so long? Oh, because it's got 5 billion over the years. It's got 5 billion publishers. So it is a first-person game. It is a first-person with no other, so we're looking at some kind of shooter. But it's not a shooter, no. It is absolutely not a shooter. I realize it wouldn't be under this, but it helps us. It's a single-player only shooting game. Or first-person game. So, you don't have pathologic. God, this has... I'm too hipster for these things. I'm like, I know this weird niche game, but it's never on the fucking list. So, first person might be survival, horror. Fuck it. It is okay, it's a Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's later than the first one. That's okay. Let's try Security Breach then. Hey! As said, I just thought, first-person game that isn't a shooter, so it's a first-person horror game. I might as well try, first-person shooter, and it might be a horror game, so I might as well try, why is the base Five Nights at Freddy's an adventure game? What? You sit in a single chair! Stupid fucking video game. Your genres tag is fucking balked. But I was like, well, okay, it's a single player only first person game that might be horror, and I just thought I'd guess Five Nights at Freddy's because like that'll be on there. By the end of the game, was like, well, correct franchise and saga. So I was like, okay, so I know it's not the first Five Nights at Freddy's, so I might as well try the last Five Nights at Freddy's that comes up. That's probably slightly different. That's of a different, slightly different genre. Yeah, the adventure is enduring minimum wage. But yeah, no. So what game is I get somehow? I'd call like Doom more of an adventure game than Five Nights at fucking Freddy's. What a stupid genre selection. Anyway. I don't think it's on drugs. If it was on drugs, it'd be more interesting. It did claim Fez had combat. I couldn't refute it because I haven't played Fez. Right. Well, that was great. As I'll wait for the predictions. It might be another day where I just don't have. But I think I might start doing after today, rather than having a fixed thing. I might do what? Hi, Jason. You're just in time because we just finished all the game. I was very good at today's guess the game in Gadel. It was a very, very solid one. Does it? Okay, I'll have to gamma for a bit because it needs to I need to stop this from bit. Why I don't really know why I have this in a folder. Let's see. Keep that in that. Oh yeah, because the folder's got the transform set to it. Yeah, well, now you'll be watching the ending of the final one for however long it takes. So, spoilers, I guess, a bit. But out of context, it doesn't mean much. But I think, like, after, today, and probably, like, starting next week, what I'll do is, if I don't clear it today, is I've forgotten the keybind to make this full screen. Oh, I just double click the back of the window. Alright. So yeah. This is Drakengard 3. It is a game that I played.
What now?
Can I go find a bush?
I'm not gonna watch the intro. Is it Drakengard the game about playing? It is! It is the original Drakengard is a game about how vengeance just kind of fucks everything up. So I played Drakengard 3 a long time ago, and over a year now. And the final true ending is a sadistic rhythm game that I had to use. Basically, I had to use save states to beat, well, my first time around because it was taking me too long and I was going insane. But it's always haunted me as a thing. Oh, the predictions finished. Did anyone actually predict anything? No. For some reason it says Shogun predicted anything, but did you not predict put any points towards it? very strange. Maybe it's not working, but in which case I will. It didn't let you put any points. Okay, I think then it's just Twitch being balked and there's no point. And you get to have the 3 to show me your complete lack of faith then. But I won't bother. But it is. But yeah, it's basically psychopath's rhythm game in this janky character action game. And it's really hard because if you fuck up once, you have to start all over again. It's like 7 minutes long. And well, you'll see. No kinds of items or health matters. It is entirely just you go in and skip cutscenes. You're not getting context for this. Okay, what I might do after if I don't clear it today is rather than making it a scheduled stream, just like copy what is it stealing another idea from Dot Level, where she'll usually play whatever she's challenging herself on, like it used to be there used to be like Panel Upon. I think these days she's trying to do Armed Police Batrider runs. She does that pretty much at the start of almost every stream. And I might just like do like I'll just do a couple attempts of this for like, and use that to like fill in this is the No, it is not the Nier ending. The Nier ending is in Drakengard 1. This is a so Drakengard 3 is a prequel. It happens many, many years before Drakengard 1. And it kind of sets up events. So this is not Tokyo City, 1999, or whatever year it was in Drakengard, the Drakengard ending. But it is instead the City of the Ancients, which looks surprisingly like a modern city, for reasons that are very funny. Well, I guess it's fairly simple. It involves a time loop, basically. I think it's like somewhere in a few centuries past, like medieval Victorian era-ish. The city of Tokyo gets transported back in time. Well, the ruins of the city of Tokyo gets transported back in time to medieval Earth and basically causes the entire fuckery happening because it comes with this world-destroying flower parasite. And that's what this rhythm game's all about destroying. I'm gonna pretend that makes sense. Well, yeah, it's because it's like, I don't know when it happens, but there is like a closed loop in the Drakengard universe at some point where the ruined city gets warped back in time. And so in the world of Drakengard 3, this modern city is just a bunch of ruins that's been here for time immemorial. Like centuries at this point. I don't know if it's post-Automata. I think the time loop happens before Automata. It might happen before Nier, even. Yep. Have you not been on the other streams at the least? Because Oh, good nice. Go on, but yeah, it is. This is the trailers. It's just like, oh, okay. You weren't paying attention at the time. Ah. Then you'll know it gets much worse, which is why I'm able to talk so casually right now. Because this is the easy part. Okay. Hi, Carrier. First time catching a Drakengard stream. Well, I suppose this will be a lot of people. Wow, that's a lot of screen sharing going on. Right, this is where the real song begins. So I've gotten very quiet now as I'm very focused. Whoa! Fuck! Okay, that was pretty good for the first run of the day. Eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed if you were... It's Drakengard 3, baby! One hit, you die, yep. This wouldn't be a challenge if you could survive multiple hits. And you have to do the whole thing over again, yep. It is a 7-minute song. And if you fuck up once, start all over. It is hell, and I love it. At least I know there's no chance of, like, This is completely out of nowhere, Jason. Unless you played Drakengard 1. Which had a similar, but, less aesthetically pleasing equivalent of this. Because it both had no real music, apart from just bell noises, and you didn't get to see all these pretty animations. Not just fewer tits on the screen, but there were tits on the screen, admittedly. But it was just like... Like in Drakengard 1, rather than all this fancy camera panning around stuff, it is just circling around this singular female figure that doesn't look anywhere near as fancy as this, and you don't really get to see the much of Tokyo, which isn't in Ruins in Drakengard 1 because it's the ending that leads to Nier. Yep, it all comes back. That's the... I don't know what it's the Roman called. It's like the language, the script of the ancients. But everything in Drakengard all comes back to events in Drakengard 3, basically. All that android technology in Nier Automata is based on basically magic from the Drakengard series. Fuck, I phased out for a second and missed that one. Nah. Yeah. Well. But yeah, what I'll probably... Because I've been finding, like, I usually... Now that I've started doing the Gandalf thing, I'll basically pop this into, like, the first... As part of my first hour of streaming on other things. I'll probably stick with this for, like, 2 hours today, because that's what I advertised for it. But, like, I'll probably, if I don't clear it today, I'll just, like, do it for an hour for, like, 20 or so minutes at the start of the stream. Whatever time it takes from the end of the Wordle game, the game doll, guess the game bit I do, and chatting and all that, to the, first hour mark, basically. And then, you know, if you want to wait, if you do want to be, like, there right for the gameplay, you have to wait another hour. Which means I might start streams earlier, to be honest, actually, then. Like, I don't know if I can start at 7, which would be an hour earlier, because then that makes any kind of dinner plans I have really awkward. I could probably do 7:30 again. But yeah, for today, this will be my last, like, major long try at it. Because who knows, maybe I'll beat it today. Wait, no, of course, I'm being stupid. I know what closes. What's the actual closer of the Drakengard time loop? It's the fucking Final Fantasy XIV raid series. It's not actually, but it is still an important part. Bam. Definitely close up to 3 though. Nearly missed that one. Ooh. I'm getting too chill there. I always like overpress on that last one because I'm like yeah, just in case. But it is like doesn't matter because as long as you hit the last one, it's fine. And then it goes into this break where it turns off your inputs anyway. Whilst you yeah, that's the hardest one, I think. That's one of the hardest notes in the entire song. Because it's on a really weird timing. It's not like identical rhythm throughout the entire song. The rings always expand on the same three-quarter beat, basically. If that makes sense. I don't know if I don't really know how to read or talk music. I know how to look at a music sheet and look at the spaces on notes, and that's how I learned to sing. Because the pace of each segment of song changes, the timing of the ring expansion also changes. And so eagle-eyed viewers who are here during the startup stream will notice I put a little bit of scrolling weird text at the side, and that's literally just the lyrics of this song in an unreadable font, basically. Not this font, because I don't have the Ancients font. I don't think I want to make it that direct, but it's just one of those fonts by that Yuta One guy who's been giving out loads of fonts that are very much my jam. Here it is, I just copy-pasted in the entire, well, I don't know if the entire lyrics is just what I found off a Google search, because it's not entirely matters. It's not like it's a real language. It's a secret language, made up. Only known to the singer and Yoko Taro. I don't even know if Yoko Taro even knows it. He's probably told it once, and he probably just doesn't bother to remember it. Fuck! If this keeps up, I might actually just give up on the first hour just because this is really not going well. I gotta try and get the again. But yeah, I think maybe like extended. I'll go up, have a break, and then see how I'm doing after the break. See if that makes me feel any better. I don't want to make this into like a big stressful drag. I just want to get it done one of these days. I've got to keep trying. Because one day I will get it done. And I will feel exceptionally cool and powerful. You can't live in Kondo Shadow forever. The Lion. This is Drakengard, like the entire Drakengard 3. I think specifically, especially Drakengard 3, is just a game I really would like to see. Not get like a full remaster or remake, but just like a port that makes it work. Because not everyone can run magical digital PlayStation 3s or Xbox 360s to play this. And it didn't run that great on original hardware, so it's one of the few games that's like... Yeah, okay, this one, I'll admit, probably could do with a modern re-release. Because otherwise we just get too many games. But we actually get too many games that are perfectly fine and perfectly playable on modern systems. And without a lot of hassle, that absolutely do not need a modern remake. I've grown into one of those people who just like really doesn't like remakes at all. I only think there really should be remakes of games that are like need the second chance, basically. If a game was already a cultural phenomenon in its own right when it released, I don't think it deserves a remake, basically. So everyone's all... I was like Nintendo Direct yesterday that was just like, oh, we've got this remake and this remake and this remake, and it's just like, oh, fuck off. The only one that arguably matters is the Haunted Castle remake because fuck, I was mashing a double tap there. Yeah, the only remake that was any good is the Haunted Castle. Is it Haunted Castle or Haunted Mansion? I forget what it's called, but it's a weird little arcade spin-off for Castlevania that no one fucking knew about apart from knowing that it was really fucking jank. And then just the other day, or like yesterday, or just the other day in the Nintendo Direct, they're like, oh, by the way, we've got this Castlevania collection, and that's fine. Like, having a re-release collection is fine, because some of those games just might not be easy to access. Some people don't want to have to, like, pirate a DS game or whatever. But getting those, like, generally available that are just, like, putting a collection together of games that are playable with a few extra modern features that aren't, like, just actually reworking the game itself, but stuff just like save states and rewinds and fast forwards. But it also included a remake of the Haunted Castle, which was like, what the fuck? And I think most people were like, what the fuck is this game? And it was like a very goofy style of Castlevania, more arcadey. A more arcadey version of the classic Castlevanias. Like before they became not the Ega style Castle, not the Egavania style ones, but the like Castlevania 1, 2, 3 and all that jazz ones. And it's just really silly because it starts with like, I don't know if the main character is Simon or if he just looks very Simon Belmonte, but he's getting married to a lady, and then right as he's walking out the church, just Dracula shows up and steals his wife, and then he has to go and get his wife back from Dracula. That's the plot. And it's a the original arcade game is very, very jank and very hard to play. And they made a remake of it that is pretty good, from what I've seen. It's a very, very different game, but it's still like got the kind of silly heart to it. It still opens with a very silly scene of Dracula stealing your wife. But you still go through, you fight all the classic Castlevania enemies. Like, the original arcade game was the kind of game where bosses didn't really animate at all. They were just like big sprites that kind of moved about through various means. Also in the remake, they actually have like really impressive sprite work most of the time. So yeah. So that's the example of a remaster because obviously like it's also got a lot of like weird little touches that don't make sense for if you were like making an actual just like game in the style of that genre, but do make sense if you're trying to keep the heart of specifically this weird game that had a bunch of weird quirks that didn't really have any functional purpose, but they're in the remake. Oh, I hit that, fuck off. Okay, one more try before I break. Unless the try is really quick. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know, like actual games I'm looking forward to that are coming out in the future, apart from a bunch of obscure indie games like Nightmare Operator and Parabellum and the like, and like I guess Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is looking really good. They updated the ice patch for Worlds, like the fan patch. I don't know if I really want to play it, 'cause I don't know if I want to get used to like the design ideas of ice whilst running up to a new Monster Hunter game that will go back to kind of like what the series' actual design ideas with a lot of weapons are. Like, especially for like stuff like the Switch Axe, where Ice's Switch Axe like sword gauge regeneration is handled very differently than it is in any more stuff, like any base Monster Hunter. When it's like solo notes like that, it's very easy to just go, okay, I count 3 beats and I'll get it, but obviously once I'll hit that note, fine, but obviously once you've got multiple notes firing off, then it doesn't really, also doesn't help with the extremely evil notes right at the end. If anyone's randomly wondering about my PC RAM situation, I have successfully replaced my RAM and it didn't run into any errors. So that's good. Did mildly injure myself on trying to unclip one of the fans off the CPU heatsink. But thankfully I'm not using that finger right now, so it's fine. I might need to use it if I start playing Armored Core 6 later. locked in at the moment, so I'm not talking, looking at chat. Fuck! Okay. I will take a little break and see how I'm feeling afterwards. So be right back. Yep. Don't worry, I'll be right back in just a second. And I'm back. Also, I have a snack. In the form of an apple. I don't know how much the mic is picking it up. But I think that maybe just remembering to eat healthily will improve my chances. Who knows? This isn't getting picked up. So you'll just have to imagine you can hear me eating an apple. I have to turn off my noise cancellation. And I went through a lot of effort to have really good noise cancellation, rather than just the standard. We always make noise cancellation. I say a lot of effort. I downloaded a plugin and had that running for a bit. Right. Alright. I feel I can go for a bit longer. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. man. Yeah. There's a random thinking of some random news to talk about doing. I think there's does anyone here actually care about Blue Protocol? Because I knew a lot of people. Blue Protocol, it is an MMO. It's very anime, looks very like Sword Art Online. But I guess you can't really see it art style since it was a light novel, but you know the idea. But yeah, no, it was an MMO that was quite widely hyped up, published by Bandai Namco, and made by the team behind the God Eater series. And yeah, it was widely hyped up, and a lot of people were talking about it. Like, yeah, so I said, well. The thing is, Blue Protocol just announced, like, I think it was today or yesterday, that the Japanese servers are ending service, and so the Western release just isn't coming. They're just like, yep, we're not actually going to release this outside Japan because servers are shutting down anyway. It'll be shutting down in January. It's just like, oh, that's... Yeah, like, what I hear about it is it was kind of promising, but it didn't really get much post-launch support, so... Yeah, sorry. It didn't really get much post-launch support, so it just kind of, like, bled players. Fuck. Yeah, like, it was like... people said, oh, it could be good if it was like the bugs were ironed out and it was slightly more enjoyable or whatever, but it just didn't get any changes, so it just kind of like slowly bled players. It's just like, well, it's not getting any support, so back to Final Fantasy XIV we go. Or heck, fucking Phantasy Star Online 2 NES. Fantasy XIV once again cannot stop winning. It's like Dawn Trail has done really fucking well despite a lot of people whining before and after release. Like, I understand people like, the only real complaints... I played Phantasy Star Online 2 quite a bit back in the day, though I never really had... So, like, this was before it had an official English release, so I was playing on Japanese servers with an English patch. And so I was kind of like on a bit of an... I didn't have a big circle to interact with. It might just not be, it's not for everyone, it's a very specific type of game. And even like NGS is still that kind of old style of weird action MMO game. And it's very, very grindy. It always was a grindy. Phantasy Star Online 2 always was a very grindy game. I can't remember, I think Online 1 was a grindy game as well, so... But it's, yeah, I played... back when you just had to play on play with an English patch on the Japanese servers, and it was all a bit. Because I only had a very small group of people I played with. Because like, if you wanted Phantasy Star Online 2 English communities, you had two choices. Either you just fucking didn't, or you hung out with the 4chan people. So I didn't hang out with the 4chan people. I ended up hanging out with people who were arguably worse in some ways. Well, no, I wouldn't say arguably worse, but just like still not good. Which was I had a friend who frequented Something Awful, and I was like with her, and she like let me in that group even though I didn't attend Something Awful forums. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can say Something Awful is worse, but in a lot of ways it probably isn't, and it's probably just like, yeah, it swings and roundabouts, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, no, I just didn't fit in with them at all, really. So I never really... So when I kind of realized, oh, I really don't fit into these people, then I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this anymore. And then many, many years later, they did an English release of Phantasy Star Online 2. This was like so much later. And I gave that a try, and I was like, yeah, it's still pretty good, I guess. I got to play with some actually friends I did get along with. And then NGS happened, and then I stopped playing that because I was like, yeah, I'm bored of this now. And then NGS happened, and NGS kinda sucked. And apparently it still kinda sucked, but people still enjoy playing it. Phantasy Star Online 2 is a weird thing. Still very popular. Partially because it's just a really... one of those games that's just got a really... well, you can really do very interesting things with like the character creator and accessory and outfit systems and that. So it just attracts all those kind of like people trying to make like fancy outfits and stuff more than anything, really. And then it's like, okay, we'll play this to facilitate this. We'll play this kind of mediocre, grindy action game that tried to be open world and really didn't succeed. So yeah, like... I think there's a case to be made that, like, it's very hard to, like, just find new players for something unless you're, like, got something super established. Because, no, everyone's got too many 5 billion things now. Like, everyone's playing... like, so many people are playing, like, 3 different gacha games, and Final Fantasy XIV or something, so, like, getting a foothold, or Apex, or Overwatch, or Fortnite. I don't know why people are still playing Overwatch 2. It's a phenomenon that baffles me. Everyone I've heard who plays Overwatch 2 hates it, and yet they still play it for some reason. They still get excited about new characters being released. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's just League of Legends again, really. It's just like, there's attention economy. There's no attention economy left because it's just been consumed by these behemoths that everyone's playing. While I'm doing this and watching streamers. Which I'm not helping. I mean, I'm an independent creator, so it's ethical to watch me. And give me money. Even if it is also supporting Amazon, I guess, so... There's arguments to be made, though. Anyway, what was I... I don't know what to say anymore. I've lost track of the topic I was on. I guess yeah, just as MMOs and stuff. One like kind of I guess what it's just something I don't really understand is just how sunk cost people can get about video games these days. Like, people get so invested into these fandoms of these games that they're just like, well, I can't stop now, I've gotten this far. And my autistic ass doesn't understand it. Like, I still play Final Fantasy XIV, but if I didn't enjoy playing Final Fantasy XIV, I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't pay my monthly sub. That's why I keep playing it. I keep playing it because I enjoy it. Even if I don't, like, do much in it, I'm still having fun with what I do, and I still consider it worth the amount of money I pay for it. These people are like, oh, I've got to keep playing Overwatch 2 because I've built my entire fucking existence around these around the Overwatch characters. And even though this is considerably worse, I can't just leave. Focus. Fuck! That's such an awful note. I counted to 3 in my head and it still didn't hit it. I think for the next one I might actually try looking at the there's like a video someone's made that's just the final song playing with a standard rhythm game beat map scrolling by the side. It's effectively a timing/training video for this. I'd consider playing that alongside this to be not doing it properly, and I might as well try and do it properly. So I'll use it for like off-stream practice maybe. It's not like it's a proper program or anything, it's literally just like a YouTube video. But maybe if I can get the timing of that specific note beat, because that's all I get hit off so often by that specific pair of notes. That I really just want to like see if I can try and make that more consistent. Because then I think if I can make that hitting that pair of notes consistent, then learning the rest will be fairly easy. Because then I just have to hit the really slow notes at the end that come after it. Because it does that pair of notes, and then it starts doing a bunch of rapid notes that are a bit overwhelming, but fairly simple because you just mash the fucking button, basically, on the right, with a bit of a pause sometimes. But it's also note where you can see the rings hitting Mikhail. I was like, that's the last part of the song where you can't see Mikhail at all. No, not the last part of the song. There's the more evil parts afterwards, but that's part of the fast notes. Okay, I wonder if I want to do this on scheduled streams or on unscheduled streams. I'll probably do a poll on Discord about it to see if people want to always see this at the start of scheduled all streams or just unscheduled streams. I think definitely... I don't think I want to do more than 2 hours of this at a time, so I don't know if I'll even get to 2 hours because I'm getting kind of worn out. Yeah, like Blue Protocol was like, it was given the Western release was given the kiss of death the moment it was picked up by Amazon Games. Really, is Amazon Games' MMO is still going on, right? The Colonialist one. Like, I don't know anyone who plays it, but apparently it still exists. Which is a surprise to me. It's the longest running Amazon Games project, at least. Who remembers Crucible? I played Crucible. Crucible was a fun idea. But it looked like crap, it ran like crap, and they didn't give a shit about it. So it died. I am honestly surprised I haven't shut down New World. Maybe that's next. I guess they're not responsible for Blue Protocol shutting down. That's... fuck. They're not responsible for Blue Protocol shutting down. That was Bandai Namco. But I do feel sad because I said I really liked the God Eater games. So that's why I was kind of like interested in Blue Protocol at the very least. I was like, ooh, it's that team, the team that makes the games I like. I want to see what they're doing now. But alas, turns out it was unsupported. Hopefully they'll continue to make stuff. Hopefully, like, maybe we'll get a Code Vein 2 now. Like, if the death of Blue Protocol means we get Code Vein 2, I'll be happy. Oh, your Lost Ark's still going. Well, they published Lost Ark, and Lost Ark was already, like, the thing with Lost Ark is by the time Amazon Games picked it up for the Western release, Lost Ark was already one of the biggest games in its country of release. It was one of the biggest games in South Korea. Like, it was the big MMO they play there. And I think it still is. So they were just kind of like getting a free goal there. No, even then apparently they fucked it up on some manners, but it's like Lost Ark is still, to the people who enjoy it, a good video game. But I think most, like I said, I don't think it ever got a particularly long-lasting Western fan base, but enough to keep Western release out, I guess. I think most people who would play Lost Ark in the West would most likely rather just play Path of Exile. Is Path of Exile 2 out, or is it an early access? I have one friend who's like really, really into Path of Exile, so whenever a new season drops, he just like vanishes into the ether for a day or two. But yeah, I guess Lost Ark's done pretty well. It's like breaking into MMO space is always hard because it's like it's hard to capture the like MMORPG spaces particularly. So like there's actually a surprising few that are still going really strong. Like the Elder Scrolls Online is still doing pretty well, I hear. And the one thing that really fucking surprised me is the Lord of the Ring Online MMO is still going on. EVE Online, well, EVE's a very different beast, I think. It's a very different beast from any other MMO like it, so it makes sense that it keeps going along. And like, the Elder Scrolls Online is apparently good. People keep playing it. And yeah, Lord of the Ring Online. You can play a hobbit and do basically zero. Well, I don't know if it's still the case now, but like you could you could play as a hobbit bard and not actually do combat most of the time. So basically, what the initial release of Final Fantasy XIV was trying to do. Because that's the thing I remember. Like when the Lord of the Ring Online first came out, I remember the main thing I remember about it is the Bard class was pure support. Like, you had no attacks whatsoever apart from bonking things with your loot for basically no damage. But everything else you did was like pure buff and support songs. And Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 was very, yeah, you can start the game as a crafting or gathering class, but you're still going to have to do combat missions, so I hope you enjoy spending 5 billion years throwing rocks at things. 'Cause that's your only attack. Yeah, very experimental. Oh. Fuck! Yeah, it's the timing on those notes is so weird. I at least beat the first grade. It's those, it's like one, it's those two groups basically. It's the da-da, and then there's the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun break, and then there's another da-dun, da-dun. And that's the hardest part of the entire thing, I think. It's like the hard part afterwards is just how mean it gets with the house, because the notes, like you do a few more fast notes, and then it starts going really, really slow. And the camera pans out really far. And then it starts to fade to black. And the notes are still going. So you have to hit these really slow notes on a really slow beat on a completely black screen. You have to hit like 2 or 3 of them. Just going purely by sound. And timing. And then there's one final note. I've got a clip of it. There's one final note that is absolutely, extremely evil. But I won't spoil it. You can go look up the clip from last year, if you really wanna. So yeah, so I think I'll do a couple more attempts before I say that's enough for today. Yeah, like, the equivalent of this, because they did have something similar to this in Drakengard 1, but it's not so much a rhythm game as it is just as a very, very sadistic QTE. Because it's fixed perspective, you're just circling around this one big lady statue in the middle of Tokyo. And rather than having notes on a, like, singular notes on a rhythm, you have two different shields you can put out, a white shield and a black shield, and you have to hit the notes, hit the corresponding colours, basically. Which in some ways is harder than, like, just hitting a series of notes in time like this. But the main difference is the segment itself is a lot shorter. It is only 2 minutes long. Like, the real killer here really is just the length. It's just like how every time you fail, you have to start from the beginning. It's 7 whole minutes long. I really like the intro to 2 section. It's a good little dance to wiggle to. Speaking of wiggling, I found out what made me so really sick feeling at the end of yesterday, the Pseudo Regalia stream. I'll explain after this. So I've been trying to, like, be more active by, like, okay, if I'm going to be sitting at a desk for hours, I'll sit on an exercise ball. And I've been doing that, and that's not really worked out, so I thought, okay, I need to sit on it for a bit longer, because I was only sitting in it for like an hour at most. So I spent like the whole second half of the Pseudo Regalia stream sitting on the exercise ball with a break, with my usual breaks. And yeah, it turns out, if I sit on a bouncy exercise ball for over an hour, it makes me really ill. Which is weird, because I don't usually get motion sickness. I've never gotten motion sickness from anything else, but sitting on an exercise ball for... Because I did it earlier today as well. I wasn't even like playing a game at that point. I was just like watching a video or doing whatever. Just doing idle stuff while sitting on an exercise ball. And it was just, oh, this is what made me ill. I wonder if I should even keep the exercise ball around. I might just deflate it. Here we go. Fuck! I think I'm too late, because the weirdly annoying thing is, it's hard to, when you've got multiple notes, it's hard to tell which exact note failed you, because there's a significant delay of when the note's actually going to kill you, basically. There's technically a lot of leeway for hitting the notes, but there's also... Basically, the shield has actually got a fairly wide window for it, but it's also got a just as long cooldown, effectively, unless you successfully hit the note. That's why even if it's like on a slightly different rhythm, when it's a lot of notes rapidly, you can just mash the button. But you can see it stays out for quite a while. But it only counts for one note ever. And if you miss a note, it goes on a considerable cooldown. Like, that nearly killed me. I don't know why I made an exaggerated dot there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep the exercise ball around for trying to exercise on, rather than sitting on. And just not sit at my desk as much as throughout the day, basically. As much as I usually do. Just hard, I don't have anything else to do. I think I just need to specifically not be sitting on my arse as much. Because I do have, like, pains in the buttocks from sitting too much. And, like, I would like for that to not... I'd like for it to go away, but I'd especially like it not to develop into fucking hemorrhoids or whatever. I hope I don't die to... That was some frame drops there, and I hope I don't die to them. But hopefully, I shouldn't be dealing with any crashes of any kind. Because I've hopefully... As I said, I've replaced the 4 sticks of RAM that failed the memory test within 10 minutes with a 2 Corsair sticks that passed with no errors whatsoever. Technically, you're supposed to do like a number of passes for it, but an individual pass for a full memory test takes like 40 minutes, and I didn't want to do that. I mashed the button too much. I think I will do... Well, if I get to the... It's hard to talk and do this, but otherwise, what's the point of doing it on stream if I'm not talking? So 1 or 2 more attempts, and then we'll move on to Armored Core 6, I think. I might feel like I'm on the final chapter, but I don't know how long that. I can never remember how long that chapter will take, because it's very dependent on how much you struggle on the bosses, I guess. But it is still a fairly long chapter. I would like to finish the new game one. I'm kind of annoyed, like, I do kind of want to finish up the replay through sooner rather than later, because I've got a build in mind, but it needs parts that are only like a build for PvP in mind that I want to try out, but I need parts that are from New Game Plus Plus, so... I'm looking forward to getting back to Pseudo Regalia. That seems fun. Like, I'm trying not to just keep buying skins, but I do really want to get of myself in the professional outfit from that. Because it looks it's so cool! But I imagine there's lots of... I need to see that art on someone not furry, which can be me. Well, next week might be a bit of a weird week in terms of schedule because I will be away in the middle of the week basically. I'm gonna go on. I'll be away from at least Tuesday to Thursday. I might be back in time for a stream on Thursday, but I might not be feeling it. But I might not be back until Friday. I need to check train times really. So I don't know, I'll probably still have the same amount of like scheduled streams, but they might just be packed around the weekend. Just be on odd days, I guess. That shouldn't affect Final Fantasy IX, but still probably... Fortune willing, I've only got 2 more Final Fantasy IX streams to go. So this weekend will basically be like finishing up any side quests. Fuck! Okay, if I'm failing for that, then... I think I've got to call it. I think... Okay. Congratulations. I might as well finish the prediction, even though this is... Congratulations, Shogun. You win... nothing! Even if you had bet, no one else bet. Even if you could spend points. You wouldn't have gotten anything anyway. 0 whole digital carats go to the last Shogun for greatly guessing that I would not finish it today with points that they could not spend. Right, okay, so I'll put on a little break. Ooh, that's a... I never really heard the, like, game over noise. That's a harsh noise. So yeah, I'll go and be right back, and we'll play some Armored Core 6.